What Caleb can do, he feels it, and the way he evades I think it's second to none.
That is true.
Ooh, yeah, Dan agrees. Okay, while Caleb Williams has posted good numbers against division opponents, it hadn't translated to wins for the Bears. Look at that. Chicago 1-7 against the NFC North with Caleb as its starter, including 0-3 against the Vikings. The Bears currently 3.5-point underdogs Sunday in Minnesota. I mean, some of that just speaks to the strength of that division over the time that Caleb's been there. But Dan, how would you like to see Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams approach this Brian Flores-led Vikings defense?
Yeah, heavy play action, but I do think it's fair to say that certainly me and a lot of us probably owe Caleb an apology for the way that we've caught at the time. And I think the way that I've watched him over the past couple weeks, and it hasn't been perfect all the time, and even the Ravens game, you're stuck at times. I think him holding on to the football, I've gotten to the point where it's actually like covering up for so many deficiencies still. He had like 85 yards last week of hidden yards that would have been sacks if not for evading and whatnot. And I think a lot of like the holding on to the football stat and number for Caleb is a little bit jaded because of the extra stuff that he's doing holding on to the football and getting out of bad stuff.
So you mentioned the 85 or so hitting yards that he helps the Bears pick up. His teammates probably could have helped him to like another 185. They can just hold on to the football, man. This is like
it's cold.
Close. It's going to get colder in Chicago the rest of the way.
I love it.
I'm sorry. This is the close but no cigar. Well, at times no cigar offense, right? Like if he gets just a little bit more help. How about this? Last week there were 5 drop passes by the Chicago Bears.
That's why in
team.
that first half you're like,
what's going on here?
Yeah.
There's moments when you're like,
Yeah,
and then there's moments it looks the right way.
So I think what this tells me is it forecasts that this offense has a chance to just go to the moon at some point. If they can just clean up some of the miscues with the way the offensive line is playing right now, just dominance for really across the entire, and they're holding up well enough in the pass protection game. Obviously, Caleb's helping them out in a major way as well. They're so close to clicking. This is a game that if they can beat the Vikings, I get it, they're 4-5, but Brian Flores is on the short list for best defensive minds in football. You win this game, it unlocks a new level of confidence for this Bears team. You move to 7-3, you get a division win, which is so critical, and I think you would feel like the rest of the way, you deserve to be in that NFC North competition.
You guys are crushing it. Caleb Williams with his legs, he covered a lot up for this offense. Those guys, he dropped some dimes in the end zone that were dropped. Even when he was buying those times, it is time, in my opinion, for Luther Burden III to get more opportunities, right? Coupled with what you're saying with some of those, every time he's getting his opportunity, he's done something with it. He's a 3-level player. You're going to see him down the field. This is against the Cowboys. So you say, okay, can this guy win deep? Absolutely. Big catch down the field, touchdown. He has 18 targets this year, 16 catches and a touchdown. Highest passer rating when targeted on this team. You're going to see the separation here, right? Can he win in the intermediate? And then he creates yards after catch because he's dynamic with the football in his hands. And he's tough. He's a young player. But before the season, Mina reached out and she was talking about Luther Burden and saying, I think this guy is going to take over some of these mainstays early. I think it's time for him to get his opportunity because it pluses up that receiving game.
I just think this offense should be such a play-action heavy offense because even their drop-back game, I think the drop-back game, that's when my notes are like, it's not on time or it's not in rhythm. The guy doesn't have a ton of separation. I think in totality, like the more that Ben Johnson leans into this play-action game, I think it helps those receivers. I think it's better for Rome Odunze because Rome's got those long strides. I don't think he's a win-now guy. The better this offense is going to play, the more that it's more of a reaction offense rather than a thinking offense.
That's interesting, and it makes sense too because Caleb's been so good on the first drives that have been scripted too. He doesn't have to think a whole lot. I think
it just promotes his athleticism more. I feel like he plays more reactionary in the play-action world.
Okay, Chicago's seeking to win 7 of its first 10 games of a season for the first time since 2018. It's been a long time since that's happened. Still ahead, Baltimore. What's going on there, Adam?
Laura, Lamar Jackson did not practice today due to what the Ravens are calling knee soreness right now. They do think that he'll be back tomorrow, but we'll obviously be paying close attention to that to see if he is in fact out there tomorrow. Always a Lamar watch whenever he's not practicing, but he came out of the last game with a sore knee, and they still are hopeful that he'll be able to play Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, a rare sighting at Buccaneers practice today. Both Bucky Irving, the running back, and wide receiver Chris Godwin back at practice in limited capacity. Still sounds like a long shot that Bucky Irving will be ready to play on Sunday against Buffalo. He's been out so long, the team needs to ramp him back up, and today looks like it was the start of it. Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals will not have Marvin Harrison on Sunday and maybe well beyond. He underwent surgery for appendicitis. He's out for at least this week, and he is not the only receiver out of the lineup. Zay Jones tore his Achilles on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. A big loss there for the Cardinals and for Zay Jones personally. So 2 receivers down for Sunday's game against the 49ers. And earlier today, the Eagles placed Jair Alexander on the reserve retired list, got traded to Philadelphia, did not make the trip to Green Bay this past week, obviously was wrestling with some issues. Doesn't feel like he's ready to play physically or mentally. And in the interim, the Eagles have placed him on the reserve retire list without him playing it down this season for the Philadelphia Eagles after that trade from Baltimore last week.
Okay, so all this news matters a lot right now, but it also really matters on Sunday, and that's where Adam can...
A game, and one that is such a work of art that we're going to hang it in the Louvre. That's right. We're talking about Ladd McConkey, one of my favorite slot receivers in the National Football League. He has every aspect that you need: speed, quickness, hands, feel, smarts, and everything in between. Our first play for our Improve It, we're going to look at a high corner from Ladd here. It's going to be a great release, great angle in. He gets that defensive back in his back pocket. The aspect to improve here is the angle he takes. Whenever you have a single high coverage, you don't want to take that too flat because it allows that defensive back to get in position, and it also makes it a harder throw for the quarterback when he could have easily dumped it into a bucket in that vacancy. Number 2, we're going to remove it. Our remove it play, another great route by McConkey here. Right here is the aspect we're going to remove. It's our lack of trust in our speed. You run a 4.39 at the combine. That means if every NFL player is chasing you, there's a 99% chance none of them will catch you in the amount of yards you have left before you get to the end zone. Trust it, and it becomes a touchdown. Lastly, we're going with our Louvre, a work of art. This is what we're going to have. It's called a quick seam. Single high coverage, so the defensive back is going to be outside leverage. Great job by Ladd here to wide release, and at the top of the route, instead of trying to beat it with speed, he hits him with the 1-2-2 to create the separation. Great catch, great finish, touchdown, Ladd. Welcome to the Louvre. Let's go.
Hang it.
Hang it.
All right, we got some space here now.
Dan's theft created space.
That's the positive part of the theft.
yeah,
that we have
do.
space to add Ladd McConkey, a receiver Dan has been begging for since week 1. So, Ladd, welcome to the Louvre, my friend.
I love
What, a
it.
second-year slot?
One of the best, man.
Hey,
By the way, back-to-back slots?
Back-to-back slots.
you're
back-to-back
keeping
slots.
track.
You're getting there.
Showing your roots right there.
Here's what I would say is Dan couldn't be in that